Griff, disappointing day obviously to come here to a cup final and for the girls to go down 3-1 in the end, but your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I think disappointment when you lose a game, absolutely. But as with that, I think pride moments within games, that they scored 2 goals very quickly together in the first half. They're a very good side. They were a top tier 4 side. Their movement, their younger side, they were incredible. And for me, in that spell when they've gone, we haven't wilted, we've rode out a bit of a storm, got back in at half time, gone and got ourselves an early goal, and actually probably were in the ascendancy. You know, I wouldn't ever say we controlled the game, but we had opportunities, a couple in particular, to go 2-all. And then they get one late on when we're pushing for that. So for me, no disgrace in that whatsoever. And even a little bit of what could have been. So I think for me, for us to come away, I think on paper we could have easily have lost 5, 6, 7. But this group are in a special group, and again, it was a lot closer than most people thought.
Yeah, so first half, the difference in the level between the two sides was really visible. You could see that Maidenhead might have run away with that game at one point at 2-0, especially maybe when the second goal goes in and it's a result of an error, and you could see the girls had to really sort of stay in the game. What did you say to them at half time that sort of gave them a real lift to come out for the second half?
Well, to be fair, and we touched on it on Tuesday, so training on Tuesday, we played Zidane's half-time speech, which in the Champions League, where it had no emotion. It was all tactical, and once again with us, for me, the game itself gives enough emotion, so it was just tactically how we can tweak some areas where we felt they were hurting us, make a couple of changes, which was again no reflection on the personnel that come off whatsoever, but let's just try something a little bit different, a different profile of player that comes in that might just give us something different. But as with anything, to remain calm and be brave, because I think at times they pressed us incredibly well. I don't know if we panicked, that's probably unfair, but probably gave the ball away a little bit cheaply, and just to trust each other, you know, in these moments, in the occasion, and they were outstanding, you know. And I think that's one thing with this group, they always do tend to find solutions, you know. And so for me, we were well against it in that first half, but I think credit to them that they can find a way through that. You know, absolutely a little bit of support from Lee and the coaching team, but actually it's down to them, you know, that they have a chance to take a breath, reflect, what can we do a little bit better, give some detail, and try and do that in the second half.
And, you know, touching on the fact that you're playing against a side from a higher level. You know, you've mentioned before they've got some very talented young players in that team, and you know they'll probably go on and do great things. Does that show how far this team has come just to get to a final against the team from that level?
An immense pride. I jokingly likened it to the fact that we were Wrexham in League One and we've beaten Leeds, Burnley, and West Ham, and this was Crystal Palace. You know, it's again, I think it's almost testament to them that we're disappointed and that, but we've got our own special group of youngsters. And I spoke at the end about, for me, this season, in our first full season as a team together, that's about setting the bar. You know, we've probably been the nearly team. You know, the highest we can finish in the league is second. We've come second in the County Cup, but that's the bar now. So for me, the only way we can progress is to go and win things, and that's a really high bar. You know, so for me, I think once the emotion of it all and we reflect, we've made huge progress. You know, from a team that were 6th in the league last year out of only a team of 9-10, I think it was. You know, a real, you know, to where we've got to now, we're getting a lot of praise along the way. But we want to keep going. Their chairman just said to me they've been trying to win this since 2008. You know, first year and we're already in a final. So I'm comfortable with the club and everything else that we're going in the right direction. Yes, disappointed, but we're not done.
And you mentioned about moving in the right direction there and progress and setting targets for next year. You know, the season is kind of already over in terms of playing for things this year. But what about next season? Is it now just about setting momentum, or are you already making plans for next season?
All of the above, really. I think standards need to stay the same. You know, we absolutely want to finish as high as we can. There's 4 games left to go. Every single week we want to improve, so that doesn't change regardless of result. We've got 5-6 weeks left of the season, so we'll try and improve as much as we can. We go into the summer and we'll look into there. But like I said, there's an incredible football club. I spoke before about, you know, we've been treated really well. You know, we are driving something on far bigger than one season, far bigger than one cup, and we're on course to do that.
And then one final word, just to mention today, obviously it's you know, obviously it's all about the girls on the pitch, but also just thought you might want to have a little opportunity just to recognise your team, the coaching staff. What would you say about them today?
They're incredible. You know, they're among the best I've ever worked with. It is all down to them. You know, I think I've joked before, I'm not big on titles. You know, absolutely, my name's manager on paper, but you know, Lee, Brad, Colin, Daniel, everything they contribute. You know, and I said this to James. Everyone, you know, everyone within the club. You know, right at the top of the club, all the way through to James. Say the management team, the players. You know, and I think it was testament today that when we scored, I'd probably say with slightly the louder fan base, and I think that's credit to what we're doing on the pitch. But actually, you know, we're up against a team 2 leagues above that are only 10 minutes down the road, and we've brought incredible support. So for me, the infrastructure and the base of what we've got, you know, we need to keep improving. We need to do our bit on the pitch, likewise off the pitch, and aim for even more.
Absolutely perfect. Thanks so much.
No worries.
Appreciate it, mate.
Thank
Cheers.
you very much.